and today we'll be presenting to you the journey of designing our system. First, let's jump to the user's problems. We have noticed that there was a lack of web browsers available for children, and if they were present, they are either outdated or basic to the point where we don't consider them browsers anymore. Our users will be children. We need to be able to use a browser that is safe while keeping the same features as we adults have in our favorite browsers. I can't stress this enough, but our users' goal is to stay safe the entire time while they're using our system. When it comes to the stakeholders and users, our main users will be young children from the age of 4 to 9. Uh, the main stakeholders are going to be parents. They are the main stakeholders, as they are the ones bringing our application to the table in order to keep their children safe. Also, anyone who is responsible for children, sorry, can be as well a stakeholder. For example, teachers, nannies, etc. When it comes to the main activities that our users will perform in our system or application, the main activities are mainly browsing the internet safely. We can't stress this enough because it's really important. On top of being safe, it's a great introduction to using technology in general. Um, Also, they can like learn how to use the technology from a young age. On top of that, they can learn things such as it can be a good way to learn reading and writing. Parents can introduce that to them via our system, and also having fun while doing all this, playing their favorite games, watching their favorite movies. We have several features uh, that can let them enjoy the entire environment. So this concludes it for my part, and I will pass it to Chen.
Hello, I'm going to introduce you how we conduct our user research. We have used three types of methods to conduct our user research. The first one is observation. For observation, we make some specific tasks for our main users. For the kids, we let them try to find the game they like, or try to find us a video they like, and to see how they're going to do it. And for the parents, we just observe the behavior when their kids are using computer. And after the observation, we ask some questions for our interview, try to dig in some more details about how they use computer or internet. And for the survey, we interviewed a teacher who worked with lots of student kids to find some larger data amount of samples. Here's the most important findings from our research. First one is parents tend to use some parental features to monitor what their kids are doing on the internet to ensure their safety. And second one for the kids, they are not very familiar with the internet. Also, they are not very familiar with how to use mouse and the keyboard. Sometimes some kids will press a button and look at the keyboard, press the button, and then look up to see if they press the right button or not. And the third one, most kids often need help when they are having an accident, such as spelling problem, press the wrong button, or something pop up, they don't know how to deal with it, like some commercial sometimes pop up, they don't know how to close it. Lots of same questions.
Hello everyone, my name is Jordan, and my part of this presentation will be to discuss the must, should, and could haves, as well as the conceptual groupings we made during the affinity diagramming activities. Our proposed list of must-haves were created keeping our user needs in mind. Our application must provide a safe place for children to browse the web without content that would be considered unfriendly to children. This is a must-have because we found that most parents are concerned about their child's safety on the web. We also decided that parents need a way to limit their child's usage of the internet and provide a way to blacklist sites based on our findings that most parents limit the screen time for their child and that they are worried about their children visiting harmful content. During our research, we also found that kids don't always know what to do on a web browser and often get frustrated when using a keyboard or ask for help with inputs, so we included appealing design and search optimization as must-have features. Our should-haves include ways to help children navigate the search function and to teach them how to use the keyboard, as well as easy-to-access, fun learning experiences, and a mobile app to help parents monitor their children without watching over their shoulder. Our could-haves include customization options such as colors or fonts for children, and voice-to-text anywhere input is required, as well as a way to show kids that they should not believe everything they see on the web. We split up our proposed features in our affinity diagramming activities into 6 different groups. Our menu grouping is made up of navigation and collection features, such as the collection of games, videos, music, and other types of media. The search grouping was created with any features that were related to the search bar, such as our keyword search or the proposed drag and drop features we hadn't included in our prototype. The settings grouping included things like blacklisting websites, tracking and limiting their child's usage of the browser, and other related settings. We also put all the proposed features that had anything to do with voice-to-text and voice recognition into the voice grouping. The assistance grouping contains all the features related to helping the user navigate the browser, such as the on-screen keyboard and spell checker. Our last grouping holds all the features related to how parents receive information on what their child is doing with our browser. This concludes my portion of the presentation.
Here's our first refine sketch. The first one is about like our main menus and how our research system work. Like when you type in something, there will be a spell checker help you find the right word. Also, there will be a pop-up keyboard with colors help you find the red button you need to press next. And for the second refine sketch, it show you the different setting system and the message delivery system. For the settings, the kids have the setting on our main project, and the parents can do their settings on their mobile monitor system. And also um, for the monitor system, they can send the message and it will be pop up on the computer side to the kids.
We're now showing you guys our heuristic evaluation result. Our first major issue was the home button. As you can see to the right, you get an icon of it. So the issue was that some users might misunderstand and confuse the icon and not understand what it does. The heuristic violation it does is it doesn't match between the system and the real world, so it's hard to associate that icon to a home screen, which you find all over the place, home menus, home icons. The severity is a level 3, just because if they can't understand that they can't navigate our system, they'll not be able to use it properly and get frustrated and just move on to a new browser. Issue number 2 is about the communication device. In regards to the use of keywords to load preloaded messages. And so if the user forgets the content of one of the messages, there's no fast way to see that content. And as well as there's no undo button when sending a message. The heuristic violated are recognition rather than recall. The keywords just are too much information to remember, as well as user control and freedom. The severity is a level 2, minor usability, just because it doesn't break the messaging device. It's just frustrating if they can't remember the preloaded messages, as well as not being able to undo their message. The last issue is with the game section in regards to the favorite layout and how we display the different categories, which is not exactly needed. The heuristic violated are the aesthetic and minimalist design, just because we just display too many elements and overwhelms the user. The severity is a level 2, just because the user needs to make effort to follow the flow of the screen, which doesn't make sense if it's a favorites tab. For future iteration, we were thinking of redesigning the home button field to have it more of a real home button look, as well as adding a helper to the communication device to help with undoing messaging, as well as displaying the preloaded messages. Also, we wanted to redesign the arrow inside our browser to make it have more of a real arrow look to it instead of just being our logo. And then also inside our main menu with the different categories, adding a title to the categories to help kids understand what each categories do. Alright, that is the end of our presentation. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.